So establishment swamp Republicans are calling their fellow colleagues terrorists because, as we all know, Republicans are the party of decorum. Folks, this is The Brink. And remember to like, comment, and subscribe if you like me and you like what we do here. And if you love it, you can always become a Daily Caller Patriot. There's a link in the description below. So take a look at what Republican Congressman Greg Murphy did to Matt Gaetz after the McCarthy vote.
Tuesday of next week, and I think that's burning a lot of time.
Establishment Republicans are so upset that their slim majority is threatened that they're taking their anger out on Matt Gaetz. And I have seen in the past, 24, 48 hours, countless Republicans say in some type of variation that Matt Gaetz and those, Republican defectors should be expelled, right? They should lose their committee assignments, or, a personal favorite of mine, is that apparently they're terrorists. Yes, Matt Gaetz and those other Republicans are terrorists. Oh, what happened? Is Matt Gaetz a scary toast because he jeopardized your seat? I have an idea. Have better policies. Convince your constituents that you deserve the seat, that you deserve their vote. DC swamp creatures, they want you to believe that this is some, catastrophic event that happened to the institution. No, it's actually how things should work, right? Matt Gaetz, he votes on behalf of his constituents, not the entire, Republican Party as a whole. But we know why they're upset. Ann Coulter tweeted that Matt Gaetz makes great points, but that other Republicans aren't safe during next year's election, so he should just stop. I say it again, run better races. It is always just about winning the next election cycle for them. When? And I think the question we all want to know is, when will it be about the American people? When will you risk your re-election for the sake of the people you promised to uphold their rights and defend and get their opinion out there in Congress, right? In fact, Minority Leader, and I want to emphasize minority, Mitch McConnell said that the House needs to get rid of the motion to vacate. Take a listen.
I have no advice to give to House Republicans except one. I hope whoever the next speaker is gets rid of the motion to vacate. I think it makes the speaker's job impossible.
Yeah, there's a reason he's the minority leader. Establishment politicians do not want Americans to screw up their cushy little game, right? Where everybody just does stuff for political benefit. Look, Matt Gaetz, he risked a primary run with his decision. And look, there will be a rhino out there that will challenge him. And let them. And if voters still pick Matt Gaetz once again and they re-elect him when the time comes, it just proves that Republicans are so out of touch with voters who are sick and tired of preserving the status quo at their own expense, at their tax dollar expense. So look, let the Republican Party implode. They are just as bad as Democrats sometimes. And let's jump over to America's favorite first son, Hunter Biden. So in a bizarre and perhaps beautiful twist of fate, Hunter's lawyers are expected to defend Hunter by arguing that the charge relating to being a user of illegal drugs while in possession of a firearm is a violation of the Second Amendment. And again, just in simpler terms, Hunter's lawyers are arguing that Hunter's Second Amendment rights have been violated. Now, they're basing it off the Supreme Court's landmark decision in Bruin, which, coincidentally enough, Hunter's dad actually tore to shreds. And Hunter may have a pretty damn good shot at winning this argument. So, an Oklahoma man, he was arrested after police found a loaded revolver in his car while he was in possession of marijuana. And a district judge ruled that the government cannot strip someone of their fundamental right to possess a firearm just because, in this case, he had marijuana. Now, the judge explained that based on Bruin, which says, gun control laws, they have to be rooted in historical precedent. There's no historical basis for these types of laws. And it's just such sweet irony. And look, I'm all for it. Anything to further protect someone's Second Amendment right, if it holds itself up in court, have at it, Hunter. And last but not least, when you see a crime story and you're like, man, if only there was some way to have known that, this was going to happen, hindsight being 2020. So Tyree Smith, he spent 10 years in a psychiatric hospital, but he's not been released by authorities. But why was Smith in the psych ward? Well, he allegedly murdered a homeless man, but wait, and then ate his brains and his eyeballs with chopsticks. Now, he was found not guilty on grounds of insanity, as if any sane person would do that. But he was sentenced to 60 years in a psychiatric hospital. But why serve the full term when you can just do 1/6 of it and get out and then promise authorities that if you ever have any, cravings for human flesh, well, you'll just be sure to let them know. And that said, I don't really have much to say other than what the hell is wrong with the system? So folks, if you live in Connecticut or you live in the tri-state area, consider yourself put on notice of Tyree Smith, a man who perhaps can have an axe and chopsticks. Folks, more on The Brink tomorrow.